This story was reported by Wisconsin Watch. Vice President Kamala Harris is leading by 7 points in the first ever Wisconsin Watch state poll. Harris leads former President Donald Trump 53% to 46% following their September 10th debate. This marks her largest lead in recent polling, with Harris' lead over Trump nearly outside the survey's margin of error. In a multi-candidate race, Harris maintains a 51% to 45% advantage. Asked to name any number of key issues in the November 5th presidential election, 64% of voters mentioned jobs, wages, and the economy as a top concern. But protecting democracy came in a close second, with 62% of likely voters, particularly Democrats, mentioning it. Immigration policy was third at 57%, followed by Medicare and Social Security at 50%, and women's rights and abortion access, which resonated with 49%. Wisconsin Watch's Jack Kelly met with Steve Casella, president of MassINC Polling Group, which conducted the poll for Wisconsin Watch, to break some of these issues down.
We can actually see it even looking at what issues people think matter the most in the current election, where 79% of Democrats and 49% of voters overall identify abortion as a key issue. It's not as high as things like the economy, of course, and the future of democracy is another one that's very high. And then the third one, when you're just looking at overall issues, would be immigration policy. So it's not quite at that level, but you're looking for issues that motivate enough voters and enough voters that are still open to making up their minds, either whether to vote or whom to support.
Asked about who is better to handle the economy, it was a statistical tie, with 44% of voters saying Trump and 43% saying Harris. However, more voters said Harris will keep America safe. 3 out of 4 Wisconsin voters polled said they felt like their rights are being threatened. Women, in particular, felt like their rights are being threatened. 81% said as much in the poll, while only 11% of women reported feeling like their rights are being well protected. In Wisconsin, Democratic U.S. Senator Tammy Baldwin has a commanding lead over Republican businessman Eric Hovde in the state Senate race, according to the new Wisconsin Watch poll. Baldwin leads Hovde 52% to 44% among 800 likely voters. That's outside the poll's plus or minus 3.8% margin of error range. Only 2% of voters remain undecided. I'm Trisha Young for Wisconsin Watch. This polling data was brought to you by Wisconsin Watch and the MassINC Polling Group. Learn more at wisconsinwatch.org.